Good evening, everybody. Pardon my appearance, but I just got out of the gym, and it is time for a candidate Q&A number 2. So I apologize for my appearance, but like I said, I just got out of the gym, and I wanted to make sure I got this video done because I do owe it to you guys. So we have 4 really cool questions for you guys today, really good ones. The questions are coming to you from every Republican's favorite website, facebook.com. Now, if you have any questions about me or about my candidacy, about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, or how I plan on getting it done, feel free to check out my website, www.johnforregister.com. Go to my Facebook page or hit me up direct with a phone call, a text, or an email anytime. I'm happy to answer your questions. Now, let's get to our 4 questions for today. First question is a great one. I asked it myself originally when I talked to the party about running, and it is, how much will it cost you to run your campaign this year? At this point, it looks like it's going to be probably about $10,000 to $15,000 is what I'm going to spend. Not much more than that, if any more than that at all. Now, in fairness, I am taking donations in, so it's not going to be all my spending. But in reality, I don't think I'll get more than maybe a couple $1,000s in total donations. I mean, let's be realistic. It's an off-year election. It's an office that very few people in the county know about, and it's just not a big draw. You know, we're not going to have television commercials. We're not going to have radio spots. We're not going to have billboards unless we get some kind of crazy rate. So it's not something that's going to draw a lot of attention. So 10 to 15 is pretty conservative. I think 15 on the high side. I can't imagine going above that, but great question. Thank you. Question number 2, what will you do your first week in office if you're elected? Now, when I'm elected, my first week in office is going to be probably a lot longer than that. My first week is going to span over probably 3, 4, 5 weeks, and it's going to be about evaluations. It's going to be about studying. It's going to be about an analysis of the office. You know, any good business person that goes in to run or take over in a supervisory or an advisory role, their primary responsibility is to figure out what's happening in the office. You can't just go in like a stormtrooper and start making changes. It doesn't work that way, and you end up having everybody revolt and resent you. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk to the people. And, you know, you basically have to follow your P's, your people, your procedures, and your problems. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look into the people and see, you know, are they happy? Are they not happy? What could you change, if anything? You know, the best way to find out what's going on inside of an office is to ask the people who are actually there. They've got a better concept of what's going on than anybody else. They know what has been working. They know what hasn't been working. They know what worked in the past and what could work in the future. So there's a tremendous amount of valuable information there. So you want to check out the people. You want to check out the policies and see, are the policies in order with what we want to achieve? Are we doing things properly, or can it be done better? And I submit to you that we absolutely can be doing it better. And so we want to follow all those things: policies, procedures, people, protocols, all that stuff. It's going to be an entire period of analysis and study. I want to see what kind of a team I have. I want to see what the office is doing and how we can be doing it better. So that's what I'll be doing in the first, at least for the first week, but it's probably going to span realistically between 4 and 6 weeks, because it's going to take that long for people to become very comfortable and to really open up. Question number 3. What's your issue, or what's your problem with the current register? I have no problem, but I do have some issues. Okay, so my first issue is I'm a big advocate for the concept of term limits. All right, now this current register has been in office for 3 terms. That's 12 years. He's running for a 4th term, or 16 years. So he's already on the state's payroll for 12 years now, which is close to $1 million that we've spent in his salaries, not including his benefits, which then surpasses $1 million easily. Nobody should become a millionaire, right, in working for public service. Now, this particular register also owns a law firm that's his own law firm in Philadelphia. So my issue on number 2 is, how can you possibly own a law firm in Philadelphia and run a public service office in Montgomery County and give both or either 100% of your attention? Now, folks, remember, this job as the Register of Wills is a full-time, full pay, full salary with benefits job. So it requires somebody to be there full time. It demands it. That's what you're electing somebody for. You're voting to put someone in office to provide a service to you full time. You cannot do that if you've got 2 full-time jobs. It's just impossible. So that's my second issue. My third issue is, and it kind of rides along with the second, look, the reality is, if you're not there, then you don't care. I think that one of the reasons morale is so low in this office is because the current register is splitting his time. I think that the reason that the courthouse itself has had such a bad retention of employees and such a bad and low level morale between everybody, not even just the Register of Wills office, but all offices, is because It's all under single rule. The Democratic Party runs all the offices. So there's really no oversight, because who's going to talk about somebody else? None of them are going to go and say, well, I heard the register is doing this, or the clerk is doing that, or the recorder is doing this. They're not going to do that. So no one is held accountable, and no one is held to standards. And that's when standards fall. When you don't hold someone accountable, when you don't have a standard of service, standards and accountability falls. That's just a reality. That's the truth. So that's my third issue with it. Another great question, though. Thank you. And the fourth question, it's almost kind of funny. I'm pretty sure I know who wrote this one, but the question is, aren't you just a rhino? So for those of you who don't know what a rhino is RINO, and it stands for Republican in name only. No, I'm not a rhino. I'm a person. I'm not a Republican in name only. I am a real Republican. I do believe in conservative values. But part of the reason that this question is asked is because I'm not talking about national issues. I'm not discussing the president. I'm not discussing Congress. I'm not discussing healthcare, abortion, taxes, guns. I'm not discussing any of that. And the reason I'm not is because none of those things have to do with the Register of Wills. And that is the job I'm asking you to put me in. That's what I'm asking you to elect me to. My views on any of those things are totally and completely irrelevant. They have nothing to do with this office, and so they're not important. I don't need to talk about those things because I'll never have any influence over those in the Register of Wills office. Now, if you have questions about getting a marriage license faster, that's something that I could possibly discuss with you. But outside of that, I'm not going to get into the national issues. And I know there's a lot of people within the party that are desperate for everyone to just come out and start talking about national issues and talk about the president and talk about this and that. And it's just not, it doesn't make any sense. For those of us that are running for the county raw offices, none of us should be talking about anything other than our offices, because this is a local election. It's about you people. It's about the people out there in Montgomery County. That's all that matters at this point in time. So no, I'm not a rhino. I am a real Republican. It's just that I'm not going to be bringing my politics into this office because they have no place there. It is not a political office. It is a service office. So thank you guys, as always, for your questions. Thank you tremendously for your continued support. I really hope that you will continue to support me come November 5th and vote for me and put me into office so I can help put some of these changes into place for you all next year. Thanks as always. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell all your friends. Make sure to check out my videos and my website, johnforregister.com, and I will talk to you guys for session number 3 in 2 weeks.